Welcome back to Magic Tarot Cards. It's Jasmine. This is going to be a tarot reading plus psychic, okay? Because I am a psychic medium. I work with spirit, directly with spirit, and they're the ones that give me the information. None of this information comes from me, comes from the tarot cards, spirit guides, and my own psychic ability that they have given me, okay? I have no thoughts about these people. I don't give my personal opinion about them. I'm going to tell you what Spirit has to say. Okay? So, Diddy. Diddy. That's all I hear. It's all in my head. Diddy. I'm so sick of hearing about Diddy. Okay? Lock him up. Throw away the key. All right? But, and then there's Cassie. Okay, so the prosecution is trying really hard to stall. What I see is they want her to go into labor on the stand so they can have a mistrial or throw out the case. The judge is on to their tricks. He's aware of what they're trying to do, kind of try to make that happen. Trying to stress her out so she'll go into labor. Which is a horrible thing for anyone to do to anybody else. What I see for her is the more she talks, the more people are going to come at her. This is the card of defense. This is the 7 of Wands. So the man standing on the hill, there's a lot of people poking at him. So this is the card of defense. So he's having to defend himself. He's jabbing back. But he has the advantage because he's on the hill. So he has the advantage to poke back. Okay? This person wants peace and calm, and they're live and they're in deep thought. Blue is deep thought. Green is peace and calm, but they don't have it. Because this person has to spill the beans, tell the truth, in order to get it. Okay? So this is going to go on for a while. Okay? But what I see is the more that she talks, the more she implicates herself, because of course she has to tell the truth, but they're going to say, well, she could have left. She had time to leave. She could have ran away. She could have called the police. But what kept her there was fear of disappearing, because it seems like many people that have known Diddy have suddenly come missing. Allegedly. Not that everything I say here is alleged, okay? So she was young, fear, travel was not good for her, meaning even if she were to have fled, it wouldn't have done her any good. This is the card of travel when you're received well in your travels. Okay, the horses mean movement, riding out, travel, peace and calm, passionate about your travel, being well received, but it's in the reverse. So even if she had fled, it wouldn't have been good for her, because he would have caught up with her and she would have suffered the consequences, which I am hearing that many times she had left the apartment or left the house or did something to where he would catch up with her. He would have his goons out looking for her, bring her back. And she was literally trapped, okay? So for someone to say, well, she could have left at any time, she could have called the police, yeah, but at what risk? Okay, risk of or something like that was what she feared. I watched one of the videos, and she says she feared of disappearing. Okay, I feel like there's more that's going to come out that she's going to expose about people disappearing, and the names will pop up, people that you don't know that were associated with Diddy, like Prince. What happened to Prince? Everybody suspects Diddy of having something to do with Tupac and the other guy, I can't think of his name, allegedly. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't. Remember, everyone's innocent until proven guilty by the court of law. But it keeps popping up. A lot of people, a lot of famous people knew a lot more about Diddy than they should have. And he came to realize that. So in his mind, he felt like he had to silence people. And the way he silenced them was videotaping them during those sessions, those freakouts, and then hanging on to those tapes. Like he would actually tell them that's for assurance or insurance that you stay quiet. And of course, people don't want that out there. You know, they don't want people to see him like that. So people would stay quiet. The people that worked for him knew all this was going on, but they still let it happen. Why? Because they had fear too, okay? But they took the job. It's not a job you had to accept. You know, you suffer the consequences of stuff that you accept, okay? The thing with Diddy is that even if they have a mistrial, even if he were to get off, which I don't see it happening, he still has to pay karma. And a lot of people don't believe in karma, but here's the thing. That's one of God's law. Even though the police can say you're this, that, you're innocent, and he can claim he's innocent, there's only one judge. That's the man upstairs. He has the final say-so of what happens to you in this lifetime. You can think otherwise. You can think whatever you want to, but he has the final say-so. Just because it's taken this long for this to catch up to Diddy doesn't mean he's not watching, he's not paying attention, and he's going to hold you accountable. And this is to everybody. For every minute, every second of every minute of every hour of every day. When you're facing him on the second judgment, which is Judgment Day. Now, a lot of people don't believe that, and that's okay. You don't have to. But when you cross over and find yourself standing there in front of him, then you're going to be a believer, okay? Everybody has to face that. You can't escape that. You're only here on this earth for a blink of an eye, okay? Just a blink of an eye. What path are you going to take? Think about it. What path are you going to take? Your lifespan here is a blink of an eye, according to him, okay? You have two judgments. You have karma on earth that you have to pay back before you cross over. And then you have the second judgment, which determines if you're going up or down. Where do you want to go? Now, can you avoid karma? Yes. But it takes a whole lot to avoid it. How do you avoid karma here on earth? You have to rectify your wrong. Okay? You do somebody wrong, you get paid back for it. But, or you have to pay it back. Something will happen to you. Okay, let's say you did somebody wrong. Okay, the exact same thing is going to happen to you, but only 3 times fold, because that's what the scripture says. 3 times fold. You rob somebody's going to rob you, and you'll lose 3 times as much. You hurt somebody, someone's going to hurt you 3 times as much, because the number is times 3. How do you avoid paying karma here? Well, to rectify yourself, you have to truly be sorry in your heart. And you have to go to that person and admit you're wrong and be like, look, I was wrong. I'm sorry for what I did, and never do it again. But you can't just think that in your mind and say, oh, if I say I'm sorry, I'm going to be rectified. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You have to really be sorry. You have to really have regrets. You have to really want to change. And then you have to acknowledge that in order to avoid karma here. But even if you avoid it here, you still have the second judgment. Okay? He's got some karma to pay. He's got some serious judgment to pay. I'm not a judge. I'm not a judge. But I do know God's law. Okay? So right now, he has a heavy burden. This is the card of a heavy burden. The man is bent over because he can barely carry these wands. There's so much, so heavy, so he's bending over. All these wands represent everything. Family, life, money, home, things in his life. He's in terrible, deep thought. Blue is deep thought. He's in deep thought. He wants peace and calm. He sees his house way off in the distance. He can't get to it. Why? Because he's busy carrying these wands. Busy paying back the karma, or the karma he's about to pay. Okay? I wouldn't want to be him. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes right now. Is he getting out? I don't see it. If he does, it'd be a miracle. Now, for Cassie, she's got the Wheel of Fortune. Things are going to start spinning for her after this. They're going to try to discredit her and make her look as bad as possible. But guess what? The master is on her side. Again, he has the final say-so. He's the one that's going to rectify things and make things better. Okay? It doesn't matter what you do in this lifetime, what you think you know, how you want to present yourself. I'm rich, I'm this, I'm that. None of that matters. Why? Because he's got his eye on you. He knows what you're doing. He knows what you're doing to who, how you're doing it. He knows what's kept in the dark, and he brings it to the light. There's a scripture in the Bible that says all truths will be known. All truths, even the smallest in measurements, will come to the light. So if he thinks he can hide anything, or that's anyone for that matter, anyone on this earth, no. It'll come to light. For him, it took a long time. The day's here. Why did it take that long? Only God knows what he's doing. Some people, the truths come out right away. Some people, it takes a while. But the truth comes out. Rest assured, the truth comes out. Don't ever think that God's not watching. Don't ever think that he's not paying attention. Don't ever think that you're not going to get paid back. Don't ever think that the truth is not going to be known. The sneaky card. This person has done many, many terrible, vile things. These swords represent confinement, imprisonment, restriction, mental imprisonment. And he's tiptoeing, scurfing off, looking over his shoulder, making sure nobody saw him. But guess what? There's two swords here that represent evidence. Evidence left behind. In the reverse, this represents truths come out. So when you see the two truths here, know that this card's about to flip, because the evidence will be found. Now, these 10s in the background represent social media, or talking to a lot of people. There was a lot of people involved. Lots of people that knew about this. Every single person that was involved is going to be exposed. Don't think they're not. It's just a matter of time. Matter of time. You can't hide nothing from the man upstairs. Nothing. Nothing. Okay? So he can think what he wants. He can say he's innocent. The bad part about him is that he's still saying he's innocent. You know, what would be better for him is to acknowledge his wrong and try to rectify it before he crosses over. Because that's the real judgment. That's the real court. Okay? Instead of trying to save face here and be, oh, I'm innocent, you need to save face up there. Okay? That's the real court. That's the real judgment. You need to rectify what you've done. I'm not saying that he's done anything. It's alleged. Only he knows what he's done, and this person up there knows what he's done, and the people he's done it to. Okay? So allegedly, the things he's done, he needs to rectify. So when he gets to the real judgment, he'll be better off. Is he going to do it? I don't see it. He's still saying he's innocent. He was on drunk. didn't know what he was doing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, nobody forced you to drink. Nobody forced you to take the drugs. That's something you put in your hand and did it to yourself. You knew the consequences of it. Cassie wanted this. This is the card of marriage, happy home. This is what she was promised when she met him. 10 of Cups. All these cups are inside of a rainbow. They represent love, money. Cups are love and money and emotion. So they represent love, money, home, beautiful life, children. See how the couple's raising their arms up. The children are playing. Beautiful home in the background. Blue is deep thought about all this stuff. That's what she really wanted with him. She was young and naive. She believed everything that he told her that he was going to give her. Yes, he gave her money, he bought her gifts, but he was very, very controlling of her, and not only of her, of other people too. He tried to rule and control in a way that was very harmful for the people that were involved with him. Very harmful. It's just, when I look at him, I literally want to throw up. When I think about all the things he's supposedly, allegedly done that I've heard on the internet. It's a lot. Oh, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes right now. So what's the outcome? What's the final outcome? Hold on, I got 3 cards that fell. I'll put them up for you. Jail time. 10 years or more. Sad, crying in your bed, depression. Black is depression. Swords is confinement, restriction, jail time. Person laying in the bed, depressed. Now, in my last video, I predicted that he would meet his demise there because I feel like he would maybe allegedly take his own life and result of this. Now, this can mean many things. This can mean transformation, or it can mean this right here, depending on the cards around it, depending on the circumstance, depending on who you are and your situation. Okay, it doesn't always mean that. Sometimes it means the end of something, going into something new. It just depends on who you are. These cards have many, many meanings. Don't ever think just because it says that word on it that that's what it means, literally. Okay, depending on your situation. The cards are pulled by your aura, what's happening to you in your lifetime at the moment, and then what Spirit wants to show to the world, to put it out there. So it doesn't matter who you are, if you're a millionaire, if you think you're popular, or got all the money in the world, you can't escape karma, you can't escape God's law, and you can't escape Him, okay? You can try. You can try, but it doesn't mean it's going to, that you're going to achieve that. All right? Spirit talks to me, so I have to stop and listen. We're going to find out, see the outcome. Okay, I've said a lot. I've said enough. I'll do another part to this, a part 2. But I don't see him coming out. It'll be a miracle. A miracle if they have a mistrial. A miracle if they drop stuff. But there's other stuff he's charged for. He's not just charged for beating her up or having a secret tunnel or having relations with people. You know, what you do in your private relation life is your business. If the person wants it, consents to it, okay? There's a lot of people that are saying otherwise, okay? So I think that any judge, if they're in their right mind, will keep him there. And if they don't, it doesn't matter, because the only judge is right there. So even if he were to get out, something else would reoccur to put him back in. And it's going to reoccur and reoccur and reoccur, because there is sneaky people that pays off judge. There's sneaky people that lie. There's sneaky people that do stuff to get another person released. But he's paying attention, and then he creates another situation to put you back in. And the circle is going to keep going and going and going until you and other people understand that he's got the final say-so. Okay? We're going to stop there and see what happens. Thanks for watching, y'all. Don't forget, I'm still doing the $10 special. You get 3 cards for $10, 3 questions. There is a $1 fee, so after you talk to me, you'll be sending $11. Please talk to me first. Text me. Don't just send the money, because then I don't know who it's coming from. I don't go by your usernames, okay? During my lives, I do free questions, but it's just one short question, one short answer, and I do that out of the kindness of my heart to show you my skill and what I can do. All right? So, I've been a tarot card reader, psychic medium all my life. Started reading cards when I was a young girl. I was taught by my ancestors. I don't read out of a book. You know, half of those aren't real. They don't explain the card like they should. I don't Google anything. I learned from my ancestors that were long-time gypsies, spellcasters, tarot readers, and psychic mediums. Okay? My whole family is that. That's all I've known my whole life, from growing up until now. That's all I was around, all I've known. Okay? So it only makes sense that I'm one too. So anyway, if you want to contact me, do so. There'll be a number down below. I do also past life readings, and I can talk to your loved ones that have crossed over. But that costs money. Okay, and I do that on a private session because it takes a lot to call a spirit in. I used to do them on my lives, but it would affect other people. They would tell me that it was affecting them. So I don't call in spirits during my live anymore. It has to be a one-on-one session. Okay? I can tell you any messages that they have for you. All right? Thanks for watching. We're going to let the spirit go, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.